Good afternoon, guys, or whatever time it is around the world, and welcome to a brand new video on our channel. Today you join us in Hythe for a new session, which is one that hasn't really been done on YouTube, or in fact we couldn't find anything massively on this topic. So it's angled reaction saves. So you're going to see a session that's all geared around shots coming in from the angle, mostly quite close work. It's going to work our goalkeeper Henry, who you've met before in lots of different YouTube videos that we've done. So the aim today is to make Henry work hard, close to the goal, lots of instinctive saves that he might not have time to think about what he's going to do. So a lot of instinctive reactions, trying to work from sort of realistic positions where the ball might pop back into an area on the angle where the goalkeeper would work into line to try and deal with the save. That being said, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it brings you some good value and stuff you can use in your own sessions, and maybe some ideas that you can take away with you and use in your own environments. So without further ado, let's get into the first drill, and I hope you enjoy it. Okay, so for the first drill, what you're going to see is Henry just moving in from two different spots. So one is from a central area, just recovering in and dealing with a little sharp volley, and also recovering from the post, as you can see here. So apart from some basic movements, as you can see here, the main focus on the first little phase is obviously working the hands, but also locating the ball early. So when you're moving in a close reactive space, locate the ball early so you can make a quick decision as to what you're going to perform. So for activation 2, the only real difference is that I've taken a couple of yards further back, and the volley is now being instinctively snapped in, which could be high, low, right or left. So Henry just has to deal with the ball whichever way it comes in and not expect a particular type of save. Yes. Save. Relax. Yep. Relax. To start building this to something a little bit more realistic, the balls are now being served from the floor, and these are coming from a toe poke situation or an inside foot finish where the ball is snapped in quickly. So Henry's doing a recovery position, as you can see, then having to deal again with whatever comes his way. It could be high, it could be low, it could be central, it could be right, it could be left. So he has to just be ready for whatever comes his way. Apart from some of the considerations we mentioned earlier, another key thing for Henry to do, and any goalkeeper in this situation, is to make sure they are in the correct position down the line to the ball. So not being too deep on the angle and giving up the post that's nearest to them. Well done, good. Yeah, maybe a little bit too deep on that one, but save, mate, done. This time we're doing a few different movements in as recovery positions. So as you'll see, Henry does some positions where he's moving in flat from the post and from the middle, and also getting up from the ground. So just maybe recreating some situations where the ball might have spilt loose, Henry may have made a save and he's getting up quickly, just trying to imitate some different things that could happen in a game. And then the strike is coming from a cone to imitate a volley, and just another different situation that you may face in front of you. Yes. Oh, well done. Well done, that was really good. Go on, stay with that, Henry, good lad. Yep. No, ready, yep. Go on, play the second one. Yeah, good. Yep. Love that, relax. Ooh, well done. Well done, again, I know it sat you down, but compromise and keeping it, it's not disappearing, is it? Ball's staying with you. So. Oh, well done, go on. Love that, very good. Ready? For practice 3, we're now branching into 3 balls, and we're playing realistically, so the goalkeeper has to react to the first ball and what it does. So I will play the ball into Henry in some particular way in front of him. Could be a low one, could be a high one. He has to come and deal with that as best possible, however he feels is best. Then he recovers and deals with the ball which is being brought out from around a defender. So a little touch and then an instinctive finish. It could be high, low, right, left, anything at all. He has to be ready to react and deal with what he sees in front of him. Hopefully what you can see here, obviously Henry is a goalkeeper with quite a lot of experience, is his ability to understand that in this particular area, with angled reaction saves, so such as the situation we've set up, there's very little need for him to press the line of the ball. So you can see him recovering in and sitting at depth as best possible in terms of sitting in front of the line of the post, but giving himself lots of time to react and try and deal with the save. He's not in a position where he needs to step up into line and get really close to the ball, because you've got defenders that are nearby and the ball is close to my feet. So it's not a one-on-one situation or anything where he'd need to come out and block and spread, smother, etc. So there's a lot of value in this, in staying back, being stubborn, and making a quick decision on what save you want to make. Yeah, go on then. Yep, set. Yeah, that's yours. Come on. Yeah, that's it. Yes, well done. Nice, Henry. let's go. Yeah, you read it really well. Save. Ready, here we go. Our last practice and practice 4 is an extended version of 3. So you've got the ball to begin with that Henry's dealing with to set the drill up, and then the touch out, and then obviously from the last one, as you can see there, is a volley or a strike in some way for a third ball. So you've got multiple movements and reactions that Henry's got to pull off whilst trying to combine by ball and keep himself in the correct spot for each individual ball. Another consideration for Henry and our goalkeeper, or if any of you want to do this at home or try something like this, is to try and play rebounds where necessary. So we're trying to do as many of these where possible. If it's a good save, or in particular a good parry that's gone to a good area, or something that you would deem an excellent save, I do try to let Henry have that, rather than play a rebound that maybe is a good save and you're trying to play something that's unrealistic to what would happen in a match. Hopefully what you've seen from this video as well is that with the setup of the practice that we've got here, lots of different types of saves and movements and actions are possible to have. So you're trying to be as creative as you can, have lots of different situations where Henry or your goalkeeper can perform different movements and actions and decision-making processes, where there's loads of action in front of them that tries to recreate a game as best possible. Good choice again. Nice choice, yes. Yeah, go on then. Yeah. Go on, hurry up. Yes, go on then. Yeah, go on. Yeah, good, upstairs. Yeah, hold. Yeah. Oh, what a save. Yeah. Alright guys, thank you so much for joining us today for today's session. Thank you to Henry for the hard work he's put in. I hope you enjoyed it, I hope it brought you some value. A really interesting thing to put together for me today, something a little bit different. Obviously we're always working in and around the goal, as you've seen in a lot of the videos we've done recently, lots of different topics that range in around the goalkeeper, working with the ball in terms of making saves, dealing with crosses, etc. So today's was something a little bit different, so I hope you enjoyed it. Once again, thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.